to myself
No, you weren't.
/ other people.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. It's okay. We're live now. We've got it.
Hey, we
We've
did
got it
it.
situated.
6 minutes. That might be a new record.
6 minutes?
Yeah.
6 minutes late? Yeah, that's
Feel good about it.
that's an apologetic situation. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, everybody that was waiting.
Oh yeah.
Had a family situation pop up and had to go take care of that real fast. Delayed us 5 minutes, but I think we're ready to go. I think now that we took the delay in the beginning, now we can just go straight into the recording. We don't have to take the delay while we're live. There you go.
I like it.
We did a pre-delay moment. So
yeah, no one's gonna fault you for taking care of family stuff. And if so, how dare you people? Come on, he's a family man. You know this. If you don't, you're just learning now and enjoy the information. Do with it what you will.
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of What the Wednesday, episode number 28. Episode number 28? Yes, that's the right number. It's been a crazy week. It's been 1 week since I was on spring break. So
yeah, welcome back.
Last week's week was very interesting. Traveling in the midst of this pandemic was really weird.
Whew.
It was really weird. Like everything about the travel was just odd. Like every time you stopped at a gas station, it's like, what can I and can't I touch at the gas station, right? Like when you go to the rest areas, it's like everybody's using paper towels and their elbows and their feet to try to open doors and everything like that. Yeah. I mean, and it looks silly, but I'm glad people are at least trying to take it seriously, like at least in some states, I should say.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things where, like, at the end of the day, if you're really worried about it, don't go out. You can order pretty much anything you need to. But for me, man, how many times I get out of the car, get halfway to the door of where I'm trying to go, and I'm like, oh, crap, mask. Like, have to go back. And all those little things I keep forgetting about just because they still have those rules and stuff set forth. So,
dude, I have gone...
It's good to see people being more courteous in that sense, if anything, is a plus. So,
yeah, I have gone... I went all the way to West Kissimmee, right?
Ooh.
Basically from where I am to Old Town, right?
Yep.
And got there and didn't have a single mask in the truck. And they were like, nobody can come in without a mask. I was like...
No t-shirt, bandana, anything,
I was like, no, nothing. I didn't have anything in the truck. I was like, I just drove 45 minutes to buy like a $20 part. And now I got to turn around and go back. I was like, oh my gosh.
Should have like cut the sleeve off your shirt and worn it around your face. Like, but you did that. You just walked in like that. You're just like, what about this? Is this good? That should count. That should be okay.
I just need one thing.
Not much difference. Yeah. Please sell it to me. Yeah. Take my money.
But yeah. So as the title says tonight, we do have some interesting topics. Why does Microsoft think they need to ruin something else? Right? What are they doing? What are they thinking? What's the purpose? What do we think the end goal is here? Right? But before we get there, I want to talk a little bit about something that I think you personally are very familiar with. And I don't mean this in a bad way, but there's been some talks and some discussions recently about this, the concept of gambling through gaming, right?
Interesting.
The whole loot box concept, right? The whole loot box concept. How many games have introduced loot boxes over the past few years? And there are actually countries.
All of them?
Yeah, I mean, it's becoming more common, right? Loot boxes, pay money, get a random set of items out of the box, but you have an opportunity to get them for free, right? But there's been a set number of countries out there that have even banned this type of engagement or this type of monetization of content, right?
I think all of Europe has been hard against it. I know a lot of I think it's one of those things though too at the point where it's phasing out now, not really being accepted as much as it was.
You would think so, and this is you would think so, right? I mean, you still see it. Apex still has it. Overwatch still has it.
True. Apex still does.
And
Rocket League is the only game I know recently that had it and got rid of it.
Rocket League had
They
it.
changed the way. Yeah, they had a loot box system, but they swung off of it, I'd say 6 months ago.
Okay. Now,
but that was an epic play.
The other big thing is now today you see Madden, what's the other one? FIFA, MLB.
Oh, yeah.
You have the card systems now where people are buying packs of cards to get players, and those are not cheap to build a team, right? Because you're not talking about like, oh, I want one skin, or I want one car, or I want one, I don't know, heirloom for Apex, right? I want one thing, right? You're talking about like, I got to build a roster, a football roster, a soccer roster, and I'm like, I need 18 players or whatever it is, right? Like, I need to build a squad, and you got to pay for those. Like,
I mean, Genshin's a prime example. Too.
Genshin, another one. Oh my gosh, Genshin's a huge one.
Dude, the money they made.
And you have to wonder, like, at what point does that become gambling, right? Like, why isn't it? I mean, I understand, like, it's not the same as playing slots because you're still getting something, right?
Isn't it though? Like, I guess, yeah. There's no like nothing.
There's no you lose, right? It's not like you pay the $5 to play and then you have an opportunity to get nothing. Right,
but so the jackpot isn't like monetary value back in your pocket. It's just like a really good item or character, which I don't know. I mean, I'd honestly rather win a jackpot on a slot machine if I had a choice between the two. But yeah, no, it definitely is gambling, and that's the problem that other countries have. And I've very mixed feelings on it. Are we diving straight into our beliefs or?
Yeah. No, go ahead. I have.
Okay. So, first and foremost for me, it's an easier pill to swallow if the game itself that it's accompanied to is free. I have no respect for anybody charging $60 for a AAA title game and then charging for loot boxes on top. That's just greedy, in my opinion. You can have stuff for sale, be it cosmetics, things like that, but make sure they know what they're paying for. Like, you have a bundle of players for FIFA, or buy a specific team from back in the day, whatever it may be. That I'd be okay with. But when it's a gacha system, a loot box system on top of a AAA title, that to me is just absurd.
That's exactly right. Like, I think you kind of hit it there. Like Genshin. Yeah. Apex. Does Fortnite have? Fortnite doesn't have a loot box system. They just have
I think they never did, because
they have V-Bucks. You can buy V-Bucks, but you just buy skins with it, right? Like it's not a chance system, right? Or it's not gacha, right?
Had loot box stuff back in the day, but that was one of their big changes or moves, was getting away from it. And that's why when they bought Rocket League had to get away from that system as well.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. And you're right. It's just like just basically milking or drying out the cow, right? Or I can't remember. Yeah. I'm thinking of the phrase, but like you're already getting somebody to cough up money to buy the game, and then you're doing it again. If you're supporting the creator, right, by getting a free game, like we just said, Genshin, Apex, kind of, I get it, but even still, man, some people don't think about it, because when you're talking about like $2 a pop, there's like, oh, it's only $2 more, or oh, it's only $5, or oh, whatever. Versus, if you're spending $100 every pop, then it's kind of it's a different system. It makes you think a little harder about it, but still, people still do that. People see that, oh, I could buy five, I could buy 30 of them for $5, or I can get 30 for $100, for $5 each or whatever. I can get 30 for $100. So I'm saving money by buying big, right? And yeah, you are.
They always do that. They sell the big bulk, or it's like the flat value for it, but then you buy more and it's like extra 20% when you buy this many, and that's how they get you. And you are right. I mean, the amount of articles I've read where it's some poor kid, like the mother finds a $17,000 bill on their cell phone because he's been playing some mobile game and just opening loot boxes. Like,
now,
the poor kids don't even know.
The one thing that I don't appreciate about it, and here's where it gets kind of weird, is from a development cost perspective, right? Like, you're thinking about how much it costs to make a skin.
Oh yeah.
Nothing? I mean, like realistically, like nothing. You're changing colors. I mean, of course it costs something. You pay somebody to make it, right? You're paying a developer or a coder or whatever, artists and etc., right? Like, of course there's some value to it, but realistically, like you're talking maybe, well, we'll even give them, say it costs, I'll give them a huge number. Say it costs $2,500 to make a skin.
Yeah, right. Go
right.
pay for it.
$10,000. Say it costs $10,000. You've got a whole team developing a skin, and it's $10,000 for a week or whatever, right? For them to make a skin. How fast is a company going to recoup that expense?
Oh yeah, for sure. And like a game like Apex, where on average, if you want to buy a legendary skin, it's $18 for a legendary skin in that game. Be it weapon, legend, whatever it may be. So, if you're just trying to recoup 10 grand there, you don't even have to sell. You don't have to sell a lot of them at all.
I mean, oh yeah, you're talking
50, 100, you're getting your money back already.
Something like that, yeah. And again, if it was
that's better math.
If it was a season pass or something like that, like I love the idea of buying. I really that's one thing I love when games have season passes. COD has it, right? But even in COD, right? Even in the Call of Duty system, you have the season pass, and there's X number of bundles you get for it, or X number of skins, and then there's still that huge list of skins that you can still buy forever and ever. Like there's so many bundles, so many blueprints,
so many
things like that. Again, at least you know what you're buying. Like you're paying $3 to get a blueprint, right? You're not paying $3 for a box to maybe get your blueprint.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Right. Out of all the other content they have available.
Swallow for sure.
Now, I will say, what does Apex do? I could ask this. What does Apex do if you randomly roll an item that you've already received? Does it give you shards or something instead? Like, is there something like if it would have been a skin that you already got, or does it exclude them if you already have them on your account and you can't get them again?
From what I know is it doesn't allow it to roll a second time. There are shards you can get in the game, which lets you craft other skins or things that exist. So I don't know if it's necessarily a system where the shards only appear if it was a roll for something you already had. It very well could be.
I asked that because I know that that's the way Overwatch works. If you buy, like they have the spray paints and all those kind of things, right? If you buy a spray paint with coins, if you were to re-roll that spray paint, right, it would give you coins instead, right? It would give you the value of that item in coins. So then you could go out and buy something else, right, if you wanted to.
Yeah, no, yeah. Apex, again, at least you can appreciate the games that do that where, like, hey, cool, you just got 3 legendaries, but hey, they're all the same thing. It's like, that's like a slap in the face. The odds of getting one already is hard enough, let alone not getting a little bit of a variance in the items you're receiving to at least, have 3 different guns and just one with the same skin over and over again that you can't do anything else with. But yeah, no, so they're good about that, but it's just pricey, man. It's so much money for these things. You can respect that it's not pay to win stuff. I feel like most companies have gotten away from that. Outside of mobile stuff, there's always mobile games that still take advantage of the whales that exist out there.
Yeah.
But it seems like pay to win stuff has not been in the gamer world, PC, console, for a while now.
I mean, honestly, I don't know. I would say, like, as much as I don't appreciate pay to win from somebody who's thrifty, as I call myself, from somebody who's thrifty, as much as I don't appreciate pay to win, I think that pay to win makes more sense. If you're going to invest money in it, you should get an advantage. Like, I mean, like, I always hated it. I always hated it when I went up against somebody that did that. Right, but at the same time, I'm they earned it, right? Like they definitely invested in their character, and I didn't. So, I mean, But so where this topic kind of comes up now is we're starting to see more and more companies reapply this strategy towards streaming content again. I think there's been 3 bigger ones that I've seen introduced. Streamer Loots was one. There was another one out there that had a very similar name. It was like Streamer Treasure or Streamer something like that.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's still around or not. And then this new one that we got introduced to was a Gixp or something like that. It's got some weird name, but it's just
Dipster?
Huh?
Dipster or something like that. The one you sent to me today?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So it takes that same kind of concept, and yes, it gives
Dixper, even worse.
Dixper,
it's a bad name.
It gives a content creator an opportunity to monetize the gacha system to their benefit. And and I don't know how I feel morally about that, right? It sets up like say you play a ton of Apex, right? Mm-hmm. And you can set up a card pack that will I don't know if it connects to Apex or has some sort of integrations with OBS or what it does, but it's like flip your monitor over or like rotate your monitor screen. It'll be like invert your mouse. Right? There's some engaging cards in there, right?
Yeah.
For streaming. And I look at it and I'm like, this is a really cool idea. But then I looked at how do you get those things? And again, somebody can't go and donate $2 to buy a card. They have to buy a pack of random cards, and then you set up what the random cards, like you say, like get three
probability.
Yeah, you give them like three commons, two, and you like establish like a common could be like hydrate, right? And like you build a deck, right? You build a deck. So commons are like real simple things. You have rares, you have legendary cards, right? All this other kind of stuff, and they go through an impact, So you could say that they have like a 0.01% chance to get legendaries or something like that.
Yeah.
And obviously your community would be more excited if you had the probabilities way better, but at the same time, I mean, it's still random, right? Like it's still a chance that you're going to get what you want to do.
Yeah.
I would love to see that same system set up, like if Stream Elements or Streamlabs or some other third party came out with a tool that allowed you to do exactly that. Like, okay, you want to buy, flip my monitor around or what, you know what I mean? Like, however that works, if it, whatever it does, but, or play with my left hand, right? Like, or whatever it is, right? Like put my mouse in my left hand and play, right? Whatever it may be, right? But just, make it so that it's a pay per experience versus a pay per opportunity.
Yeah, to pay, maybe get what you want. And again, too, that's just a transparency thing. As far as, are you okay with taking people's money and maybe they get what they want, or maybe they waste money and end up with nothing they wanted, or make it nice and simple where, oh, you want this? Here's the price for it. I do agree. I'd like to see. And I think this just goes towards channel points and other things that we've talked about in the past, be it the software we use for streaming, Twitch itself, an easier way to get interactions between us and the viewers. And sure, stuff that can be purchased, but it'd be nice to see the flip, the do silly things with our voices, whatever it is. And, it'd be cool. You can sell it, if they want to buy 10, it's cheaper than buying one at a time. And then they can use them when they want rather than just pay at that given moment for that given sound alert, camera action, whatever it may be, and they can kind of stock stuff up that way.
You could do something. You could even do something along the lines of like buy tokens or buy something, and then it's like 3 tokens, like basically a bit system, right? Basically a bit system that's a little simpler, right? You're not talking about 10,000 bits to do this alert or whatever it may be. You do like tokens, and then as the content creator, you get to establish the value of your tokens, and then you say, I want my tokens to be right X. I want these features to cost 1, 2, 3, something like that, right? Give us something that allows us to monetize with expected results.
Yeah.
The one thing I would hate to do is, morally to me, I don't like it, right? The one thing I would hate to do is have something that somebody wanted and they didn't get it and they had to keep purchasing in order to get that item. Like I understand. I've dealt with family members who have had, or have not a gambling addiction, but really like to gamble. And, they stay a little longer than they should at the tables, right? Kind of concept. And
classic.
They get up. They're like, I can go big. They'll get up a little bit and then it's all gone, right? And that's not what I want to see, right? Like, I don't want to see that ever from somebody who's trying to be a part of this community or engaging with me. Like, I would rather, if I ever saw something like that, I'll do it for free. Like, don't do this, right? Like, that's not the point. I'm not a gotcha person, right? Like,
no, not at all.
I don't want to be that guy. I mean, I'm sure some people are, and I'm sure some communities love it. Those tools exist because somebody's paying for it, right? Like, it's obviously somebody's got to be making money. But
because obviously they're taking a cut off of it, in whatever people are spending.
Yeah,
the transactions, which
I mean, honestly,
be curious to know what percentage it is.
It was Dixby, Dixper, whatever. Dixper is it's actually not that bad. I think I saw it's like 70-30 or higher. It might even be, which isn't that bad. I mean, considering, right? I would love to see 90-10, right? Something like that. No. Because, right, again, the content creator's doing all the work.
Yeah, I mean, Twitch already, too. They were already losing 50-50 subs and stuff there. Like, interactions on top now. Somebody's taking 30% there. It's, dude, I don't know. The gotcha thing, again, I'm with you that I have a bad taste for it. Like, if I ever went into somebody's channel and saw that they had that, I wouldn't be sticking around. And it's unfortunate. I don't care what their content is at that point. I just don't like something like that. I feel that it's very greedy. I don't want anybody coming to my channel and leaving unsatisfied because they didn't get to see or interact in a way they wanted to.
Right.
So,
yeah, I don't know. It's yeah. I mean, I think that's all there really is to say. Like, guys, stop designing these bad tools. Like, it just doesn't make sense for these things to exist. All they do is hurt the consumer.
Yep.
Right? I mean, yeah, they make content more fun, but at what cost? At hurting the consumer, right?
Yeah.
The one thing we can't continue to do is hurt the consumer. It doesn't help anybody.
Yeah. Yeah, the only area that I think the pay for extra stuff is okay is in free-to-play games. And that because that allows the people who don't want to spend a lot of money to still have access to some of these cool titles out there. Like, I love somebody can load up Apex, doesn't cost them anything, and they don't have to buy all the fancy, cool looks for their guns and characters and stuff and skins and all that. But if you want to, you can. So, yeah, that's my opinions.
I'm raising my hand because I think I have $0 invested in my Apex account. So I
have a little bit. I don't want to talk about it. Rocket League and Apex combined. I've probably spent like $3,000 in my life on those two video games.
So now on to the title fight, the title card, the main event.
Bring it on.
Yeah. So let's talk about the title of the stream. Microsoft. Why would you want to mess this up too? I know I'm paraphrasing.
Leave it alone.
I don't even know, but it has been announced officially that Microsoft is in talks with Discord to acquire the entire company for something along the lines of $19 billion or something like that.
That's so much money. So much money.
Why? What in the world can Microsoft do, or what do they bring to the table?
It's a great question. I mean, obviously, I know they've had some partnerships in the past because Discord Nitro and Xbox Game Pass have had pairings before. So obviously, the companies are aware of each other. Well, duh, but like, I mean, I don't even know if I see it from a business standpoint because, like you said, what monetarily does Microsoft have to gain? Does Discord exist on Xbox right now? Is it something you can get as an Xbox app? Do you know?
I have no idea. I wouldn't be able to. I don't think you
Yeah,
can
right. Coming
use
from us
it.
PC people.
Yeah. I don't think you can use it on Xbox while playing another game, if that's what you're asking.
Okay.
Like, you can't log into Discord and actively chat with it while you're playing another game.
Gotcha.
The only reason I know that is because back, we used to play with like Kick and some other players that when they were on Xbox, they would have to use their phones in order to play with us, right? They would be logged into Discord through their phone while they were playing on their Xbox just to make it work, right? I mean, the only thing I could see out of this, the only benefit I can see out of this is trying
Reaching for one, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to find a way to include Nitro benefits with Game Pass. Something along that line. I mean, let's be honest. We both know Game Pass's, for PC, Game Pass's communication system is garbage. It's straight up garbage.
App sucks.
On PC,
console, companion, whatever any of this crap is.
It was this concept where Microsoft was like, Xbox runs on the Windows 10 shell. All we have to do is literally release this, and it'll work. We built this entirely for the Xbox. We built this entirely for, controller support and the Xbox network. But you know what? Let's just throw it over here and have it work half the time. Yeah, it'll work. It's the same shell. We'll make it work. And I don't know. I could see.
There's possibility of good. And, if Microsoft realizes how much hot trash their app is, and they want to integrate all of Game Pass into Discord itself, I would love that. Like, I just have a Game Pass button on my Discord already. Click there, it shows my games, shows my Xbox friends. I can join in from Discord, all that stuff. That would be dream scenario as far as how this could all turn out beautifully. But I just, for some reason, it's telling me that they want to go the other way.
So yeah, my love for Discord, right?
I love Discord.
My love for Discord says, and my love for the Discord model, right? Being everything's free to use with optimal features. But again, it's the same kind of system as like Apex or whatever. If you want to pay a little more, then you get bonus features. But you can use everything. You get bots, you get audio channels, you get video sharing, you get everything for free. You don't have to do anything. But if you want to pay, you can get better bitrate, better encoding, better, like things like that. And that's fine, but we're going to give you at least a baseline version of every feature. And if Microsoft is going to buy it and go all Microsofty on it, and say you get minimal features, and then you got to pay to open up, everything else. You think of Windows versions, right? Like versions of Windows where like features are completely missing between Windows Home and Windows Pro, right? Like, why? Why do you have to pay for like minimal feature differences between a version of Windows?
Because Microsoft wants their money. Their greedy, grubby little hands on all of our cash. Honestly, at the end of the day, I hope it doesn't go through. I don't know. We can all be hopeful, though, right? Can we be hopeful with Microsoft? Do they have a good track record? What have they been successful with?
I will say they have been getting. No. I was gonna say they've been getting better, but
they made a streaming service, right?
How did that turn out? Yeah,
what happened there?
They've been trying. I think they've been trying the waters in a lot of different places, and I just want to say that I think they're gonna buy it. They're gonna implement it for something, right? But here's a huge thing that I think that Microsoft doesn't know. Okay. It's like the dark web of Discord.
Yeah, because of how free and easy and
click a button
Discord is.
Click a button, create a server.
You can download it. You can go through their web launch version. Couldn't say that for some reason.
Yeah. It's like go it's like open up the web browser, create a server, invite a bunch of people there, drop a whole bunch of NSFW content. Nobody needs to have an account. Nobody needs to click nothing. Like, you don't even need an account to get into a server temporarily. Like, it's totally open. And there's a dark side to content like that, right? We know.
No way, on the internet?
Yeah, we know. And it's one of the most troublesome things, like when you come to like Microsoft Teams, which is being very, very heavily inducted into like schools right now due to the whole COVID, due to the whole pandemic and things like that, where you're using these features to be inducted into other stuff, and then you can just put it out there, and if you don't think about it, right, it's just not going to roll right.
No, for sure. Which again, I mean, obviously any system right like that, and at the end of the day, I wouldn't want to see restrictions get put on Discord either for all of us who use it appropriately, you know, which that would be a downside if they try to take it over. And obviously they're aware of that part and they want to try to censor it all out. But then the rest of us, you know, we kind of lose out too. Ones who are, properly using. Even a very wholesome Discord, I swear.
Even if it's not properly using, you're of age to consume the content, right? Like if that's what it is, right? That's fine. It's just finding ways to control the bad stuff, right? The bad side of it, right? Again, we've made lots of discussions in the past. The whole concept, you got to be 13 to create an account anywhere on the web, and with Discord, you really don't have to do that. Right?
But too, at the end of the day, we talked about there's really no way to police that.
No,
like,
there isn't. There isn't,
you know?
right? I mean, I know. There's no way to police it. Yeah. That's more of a social parent, other kinds of things like that. Like that's a home situation, not a business situation, right?
So we're like getting retinal scanners installed in our computers that allow us to access the internet, like, and that's the only way to get online. You know, that's when they can actually start policing if you're actually 18 or not, you know, when they know who it is doing what. God, I hope that never happens. But I just worry. I worry because Microsoft, they think they have the Midas touch, but I've yet to see it happen. I'd say Game Pass is the best thing they have going for them. And it's just the idea of what it is. Like we said, the software and stuff for it on PC is absolute garbage, but what I'm paying for, I feel like I'm definitely getting my money's worth.
Exactly. I mean,
absorbed into it recently here.
Hey, if I'm invested in it and I'm actually paying for the pro membership, you know it's valuable to me. Like, if it's something that I'm paying for and I consistently pay for, I'm like, hey, this has got value behind it. I will commend Microsoft when they initially announced that they were going to come out with this bundle package, right? When Xbox Game Pass was first announced, I was like, I don't know about this. I don't think this is going to survive. I don't know how it's going to do, right? Like, it just doesn't make sense. And now again, they bought Bethesda, right? They bought they didn't buy EA, but they partnered with EA, right? Yeah. To provide their games now, right? Like, so these are big developers or big producers. Yeah. These are big production companies that are now getting their titles. I see it coming. There it is. Now getting these titles, really pushed towards new consumers. Like, think of it that way. Like, it's new consumers that would have never touched the games before because either it was a console exclusive at one time and now they've just pushed it towards, PC players. Yeah. Or it was just they just didn't want to buy a AAA title. But again, I'll pay $10 a month if I can get a $60 game every month. Or multiple $60 games every month.
I can try 6 of them and then play the one that I like. That, to me, is the best part about it. It's the ability, because I've downloaded, several games where I've played it for like 30 minutes and be like, not really for me. And without the ability to test stuff out or games that launch without a beta beforehand, you really don't know what you're paying for. You're just believing the marketing, which too many times we all know we've been burned on these days. So much to the point I don't even like to pre-order stuff anymore because you never know. The marketing teams can feed you this beautiful gameplay footage and none of it actually exists in the actual launch title. It's just what they want you to see. Cyberpunk. So
Yeah.
sorry. I had so much hope for you. I really did.
Cyberpunk, you had
Oh,
Godfall,
yeah.
another one, right? These titles that were big things. New World has been one, right? And they've
Yeah.
been constantly being like, "We're
Anthem
sorry,
was
we're
a huge
sorry, we're
letdown.
sorry, we're sorry," right? And they
Yeah.
keep saying that we're sorry, we're delaying. But I would much rather have a developer delay than
Yeah.
release a game that's not ready. In my opinion, I think developers need to stop giving us
Dates.
dates until it's firmed in, and stop
Right.
giving
Yeah.
us pre-released content, right? They're
Yeah.
basically making users be the beta testers for them, right? Because then you
Yeah.
get all your comments and feedbacks. Oh, this is broken. This is bugged. This is blah blah blah, right? And if you want to pay for beta
Yeah, I'm
testers,
okay with that part.
you like
I'm okay with the free beta testing.
free beta testing. Sure, I'm not worried
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
free.
Yeah.
I'm talking about
Okay.
like
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
talking about like Steam's pre-release sales.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And then it's in pre-release
Early,
forever, and you never get the
yeah.
full version of the game. It's in pre-release for like 3 years.
Yeah. Or the closed betas for the people who pre-order the game.
Yeah, there you go. Closed beta.
Yeah.
Yeah, closed beta if you pre-ordered it. That doesn't make any sense either.
Which, at least if you do that, I think you can get a refund on the game if you've played the beta for it and didn't like it. I just like to be able to try stuff. That's all I ask for.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's that. We've talked about that before too. Where did the age of the demo go?
I don't know. It's all this early access, alpha, beta, Charlie, Delta nonsense, but I miss it. Yeah, it'd be nice. Again, the Steam thing, which we don't talk about. Shh. Some platforms out there, if you play a game and you don't enjoy it, you have the ability to request refunds if you haven't played it enough. So at least there's that fallback a little bit. It's not something to abuse, but most of them are nice about it.
Yeah. So Jawcool is mentioning in chat here that I say Jawcool, Jay is mentioning in chat here that Amazon and Google are potentially in talks for acquiring Discord as well. So
Really?
So this might be a situation where Discord is fishing for themselves. Like,
They trying?
yeah, it's more like maybe Discord's like, hey, I don't know about the owners of Discord, whatever it may be, right? Maybe they're like, hey, I want to move.
Started by one dude. If
Yeah.
I remember. It was a gamer making something for gamers.
Yeah, it's like one of those things where it's like, I'm done with this project. I've made my money on it, right? Like if I can make big bucks and be out, I'll be set for life. And if I want to develop another project, great. If not, then I'm set for life already, right? Like,
right.
Or they keep me on and I do whatever, right? Like whatever it may be. I have no idea how all that works, depending on how how acquisitions work. But it'd be interesting to see, like, what would think about that. All the articles right now are Microsoft, right? Because that's the big talk right now. But think about what would happen if
we're in an uproar over.
What would happen if Amazon acquired it?
Or
like,
Google. Yeah, what's the scenario? Because then obviously Google, YouTube, you have the connection and stuff there.
Could you introduce?
Could
you do Discord integrations
with Twitch? That'd be beautiful.
Discord integrations with Twitch,
super seamless.
Or like your stream automatically publishes to your Discord server or something. Because right now, let's be honest, streaming on Discord is a little weird because your camera gets split from your game window and there's no options for overlays unless you export from OBS and you do some funky stuff. Like if you do virtual camera from OBS and blah, 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 right? You can make it work, but it doesn't work really well, right? So if you were to have a really seamless way to like integrate your stream to your Discord server, you have like a channel that would just always be when your server's live or whenever you're live, like a channel would pop up and they can just watch you from there.
Chat scene on both sides.
That could be huge.
Man, could you imagine?
That could be
Amazon.
That could be huge. But then think about at the same side, if Google acquired it, it could be an application or something to help keep Stadia alive, maybe? How could they integrate that with Stadia? Would that be valuable at all?
For sure Stadia or Nitro would both just be a combined service at that point. I canceled my Stadia membership a while back just because it was one of those there wasn't enough being offered. And again, especially with the pandemic and stuff like that, I'm not traveling around or going different places where streaming games on my phone or tablet are even worthwhile when I sit down and have the big PC built right here for me. So I mean, I think right now the pandemic itself is killing a lot of streaming services. It's those people maybe looking for games to play on, a laptop or something that can't handle stuff anyways. But I don't know. Amazon would be my pick of the three if I had to choose one I'd like to see Discord fall into.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. What about you?
I mean,
lean Google.
So
I mean, I love Google as a company. Don't get me wrong. I'm a fanboy.
I would.
Life, so I don't want to be biased here, but
so I think if Google acquired it, I think Google would do the least amount of messing with it, right? Like I think Google would be like, okay, we own you now. Just stay over there and make us some money. We'll be back. Yeah. We'll be back for you in another year, Google, right? Like
Google does seem to recognize.
They recognize typically typically what you notice is they recognize a good product and then they just leave it alone. They're like, okay, hey, this is already making money. Don't screw it up, right? Yeah. Whereas again, Amazon, I feel like if Amazon acquires it, yes, you could probably get really cool features, but at what cost at this point, right? Because we talked earlier that what's it going to cost if somebody acquires it and starts adding some additional requirements for monetization and, now all of a sudden you can't stream it all. You can't stream locally in Discord anymore. You have to stream through a Twitch channel to make it feed. Or, you add these other funky kind of requirements, or you have to be an affiliate to do this, or you have to be partner to do this, or you have to be, again, Nitro would get you a free affiliate account or a free, maybe Nitro becomes a Twitch Prime engagement, right? So they sell more Twitch Prime accounts, right? There's got to be some way. If Amazon's going to get it, there's got to be a way they're going to make money off of it, right?
Imagine watching your friend's streams in Discord and an ad pops up.
Oh my god!
Like when we've been playing Valheim and whatnot, and just watching what each other's doing while playing our own game, and it's ad.
See, that would that would destroy the experience.
It would ruin
but again, if a company like that is going to acquire it, they're going to want to do that.
Yeah. Because
they're going to want to make money off of it. If they're going to spend $10 billion or whatever price is, right? If they're going to spend 9, 10, whatever anything that comes out of negotiations comes out to be, they're going to spend that much money. They're going to want to, they got to make money off of it, right? And I mean, I know Nitro makes money, but
yeah, I'm curious what kind of money do they bring in on Discord? Are they doing any advertising in any sense that they make money from? Information? What is their main source of revenue, do you think?
Nitro, that's it. That's all I know of.
That's it? That's all they make money? That's the only way?
I don't know of any other features that they have that are advertising based.
Yeah. I know they had the gaming service they tried, part of Nitro, before and they got rid of that.
That died. Yeah, it died.
Which I don't blame them. The games they had on it were garbage. And that's in a sense where Microsoft, I would pay for Nitro if it, I mean, I already do, but if Nitro and Game Pass, became one thing, number one, I'd love that because that's one less subscription fee if I just get both for the same one. But
or Nitro becomes a part of the Pro subscription for Game Pass. So because Nitro's normally $15 a month.
Yeah.
So
I think it's 10.
Is it 10? So yeah. Game Pass is 10. Game Pass Pro is 15 right now. So if you get the Game Pass Pro, that's but they get more people to sign up for that extra little bit, right? Like somebody could say, I'm not going to pay $10 for Nitro, but I'll pay $5, right? I'll pay $5 to get that feature.
Yeah, right.
So
when you group it up with something else, if it makes it a little bit cheaper. Yeah, no, I mean, and maybe at the end of the day, Discord's just doing this just to get a company evaluation, see what they're worth. And then they turn around
$19 billion, right?
Some hedge fund and start doing big things anyways. I don't know how big their team is now. I'd be curious because I know they've grown obviously since the early days. But
Could you imagine? Could you imagine if Discord started its own streaming platform?
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, because with the pandemic, there's been a lot of Zoom, Google Meet, Facebook Messenger implemented a video chat and things like that. Discord, above and beyond, beats them all hands down.
Oh, 100%.
It's the most versatile communication program, in my opinion, that exists right now. Be it text, stuff that's always there, channels, video, streaming, games, anything you want, seamlessly, very easy to use. For some, I've tried with my parents and things like that. They can't figure stuff out. They're just too old. It's not their fault. But 453 employees, by the way. That's how many people work for Discord right now.
453. That's not a small company. I mean,
yeah, it's definitely grown for sure. But yeah, so I mean, if they did, where do you think they'd be instantaneously amongst? Facebook gaming would be irrelevant. I think Discord puts them to shame in a heartbeat. They'd be right up there with
it would
Twitch,
be,
depending on what they implemented.
So I think it would be hard. I think it would be hard pressed to pull creators. Again, I think it's hard pressed for anybody to pull creators away from Twitch until you see a wave of people go, right? Until you find platform, that has very a good interface. We've always talked about interfaces and things like that, right? Until you find a platform that has good interfacing, good support, and good revenue share. Until you find a platform that does all three of those, because you can find, it seems like you can find two of the three, but you can't find all the three anywhere, right? And if Discord can hold its own and keep it a platform that's designed to, and of course, this is total speculation, right? There's no talks of Discord actually doing this, but like dreaming to say, hey, they're just, like you said, they're just trying to they're trying to get the value of their company so that way they can go out and get a loan to open up a streaming service. Total speculation, right? But if they could do that, I think if they stood true to the services that they provide today, right, and they provided a good system. I love their user interface. I love the way it's set up. I love the simplicity. I love the bots. I love the feasibility of it.
When you're like logging in and stuff like that, the little things like that. I enjoy those things.
And when you have things like that, and it's built to be a fun used product, and it's got a supportive community, it's got a supportive staff. It's always updating, and if they can do that and turn it into a system where you can monetize on it, I don't see why they wouldn't. I mean, with the size of some of these servers, I couldn't imagine, right? Like some of these servers, the Genshin server, right? I'll just use that as an example, right? If the CEO of Genshin or whoever owns Genshin, I don't even know the name of the company anymore, but whoever owns Genshin. Yeah, MiHoYo. There you go. That's it, actually. So if the CEO of that started a live stream in a public channel on the Genshin server, I couldn't imagine the number of people that would try to watch it.
Yeah.
Because it would just exist and it would be there, and it would be just like we've talked in the past. People have Discord open all the time anyways, right? Like it's open. So you go to that server and you see that little camera sitting there on the server. Oh, somebody's streaming, click, and then you go see what's going on, right? And you try to figure out what's happening. Oh, somebody's live. Whoop, click on it and see what's going. See what they're doing. If you could have that for these servers that have hundreds of thousands of people in it, there's your followers. There's your viewers already, right? They've already got the service open all the time, anyways.
Oh yeah, I mean, obviously Discord's user base is unreal. Like that's why if they did switch to be able to accompany that in some way, a streaming platform, they have the user base there. Nobody's going to be like, oh, man, Discord's doing streaming now. I'm not going to use it anymore. Everybody in our world of gaming, I feel like, uses Discord in some capacity. And again, Twitch streamers. I don't know if I've ever met a Twitch streamer who doesn't have a Discord server that people can join. Big games, all the companies, they have an official Discord server for all their games. It's connected everywhere in the world we're in now. So they have a huge hand up as far as being involved in this world already of content creation and things like that. So I can see why companies like Microsoft, Amazon, Google would probably chomp it at the bit to get their hands on it.
Yeah, I think
Even just for that user base, for whatever they decide to use it for.
Yeah, I think Microsoft and Google specifically. I don't know about Amazon per se, but I know Microsoft and Google specifically, right? They've both been trying to push their streaming video platforms and their like Teams connected platforms and things like that, right? And in order to kind of keep that content rolling or to get a big boost to those numbers or those systems, right? Yep. Discord's an easy way to go. I mean, and let's be honest, $19 billion, even $20 billion is a drop in the bucket for these companies, right? Like, I mean, it's a big decision. It would be a really
nice to me, let's say that.
It's a big decision, and you'd have to be able to evaluate that you're going to make money off of it. But it's a drop in the bucket overall, right? It's not something that you're just going to turn around and be like, oh, right? It's not going to make or break Microsoft.
Not one bit. Just looking up numbers. Monthly active users currently 140 million.
140 million active users.
Last year as a company, Discord brought in $130 million.
That's not very much.
Which, I mean, I guess it's... I mean, that's... Yeah, that's... What did I just read that as? That was for the year, right? Yeah. Yep, that was their generated income. That's revenue.
You said 140 million active viewers?
Active monthly users.
Active monthly users.
Yeah, with 450 employees managing that. That's insane.
Because I'm just thinking like Twitch only, right? The peak in the past 30 days, the peak has only been like 5.2 million viewers. So you're talking 140 million. You're talking about what's that? More than 20 times the current peak viewer count of Twitch in users.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, it's intense.
Twitch only had 25 million streams in the past 30 days.
Oh, is that all?
I mean, it's a huge number, but when you compare it to 140 million users, and everybody has the ability to stream, that's a big number of people. Like, that's a huge capability there that you could really introduce stuff to.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a different measurement wise, but I hear you. Yeah, it shows too how a lot of people have flocked to it. The numbers of the growth over the years is wild to look at, because that goes up. 2020 was 100 million. So again, even just in the short few months,
you sound like me.
That we've had from beginning of 21. Yeah, I know. Words, man, they're hard sometimes.
That's like my new.
Was half of that. It was only 50. So the growth has been insane.
Yeah.
For the past couple of years, which, the pandemic we can thank for sure, but that's wild. I don't know, man. We got to watch. We got to keep our eyes.
Definitely a story we're going to keep our eyes on, but we're rolling at our 1 hour cap. So we're going to go ahead and get ready to sign out here. But this story, this Microsoft buy, Amazon, huge. Google, or if Discord's going to do whatever they're going to do, we're going to keep our eyes on it. We're going to keep moving forward. We're going to keep track of it. And, we got to see where it goes. We got to keep an eye on this because Discord, we're using Discord right now. Like, this is going to be important to a lot of people, including us, right? Like, this is going to be something that everybody touches it. I don't know. It's exactly right. I don't know anybody who doesn't have a Discord. When I think about it. So,
how many servers are you in right now? If you had to guess.
Not that many.
Ballpark. Not that many?
No, I'm only in like 2, 4, 6.
You have to be in more than 10.
18.
Okay. I'm in like 100 probably. Some of them I probably should have left at some point. I joined a lot of game servers and stuff like that, but if anybody acquires Discord, whoever that may be, this is going to be huge news. A lot of changes, hopefully not for a lot of people, but it's definitely something we got to keep our eye on and just find the facts out.
Yep,
it does happen.
Yep. So, on to next week. We'll give you guys an update if there is one. Other than that, I think we're going to sign off here for the week, guys. Thank you so much for listening in. One thing we didn't do yet, though, Hopper. What did we forget to do? Thank all of our lovely supporters.
exist out there, be it on the Twitch subscription side, Patreon side, even just come out and following us on Twitch, YouTube, whatever it may be. We love each and every one of you guys who decide to support us for what we do here. And that's coming from me, the Game Hopper, and Qualizar, the Mic Guy himself as well. Each and every one of you guys. We love y'all.
Thank you so much, guys. We will check you all next week.
Till next time.
And ladies and gentlemen that are currently still watching on the YouTube side, for those of you that are still here, we are going to be playing some... I've stopped the recording, so podcast portion's done. For those of you that are still here on the YouTube side, we are going to be switching over to twitch.tv/thegamehopper. He's over here on my screen. I'm pointing off screen the wrong way. Twitch.tv/thegamehopper. We're going to be playing some Phasmophobia. We're going to have some fun in the dark.
Oh, boy.
I'm going to turn off all my lights in my office, and we're going to see how we can make this work.
Servers look like they're good.
What's that? Oh, they look like they're working?
Look like they're up and ready to go. Yeah.
All right. I'm going to
repeat of 2 weeks ago.
I'm going to switch over to Twitch now myself.
Yeah,
so
thing, man.
Thank you guys. We will come and catch us over there.
Catch us.
Catch us.
Catch us, guys.
Do it.
Catch us everywhere.